mean, if there was one to get rid of, I I really do think it'd be the one that's keeping the entirety of the Middle East in a shithole.
The Christians?
No,
No, man, you get rid of one, you get rid of them all. Everything was going fine in the Middle East in the fucking 1100 ADs and the 800 ADs and the 1100 BCs when there was a bunch of science and a bunch of freedom of religion and any sort of my pilgrims could just go. Even Christians, well, maybe not Christians in 1000 BC, but the Muslims have a very long history of allowing open religion and pilgrimages to the Holy Land until the Christians decided they were going to quit fighting each other and the Pope turned them on it and it's a whole fucking thing.
be fair, the First Crusade happened after they were taking slaves from the south of like Spain.
Everybody was taking slaves from everywhere. It was all the rage. Everybody took slaves from then on, from afterward, that too, for hundreds of years.
Well, yes, but I'm saying the reason we went there was because that had started happening.
Who we? Who's we in this instance?
Christians.
Okay, because I'm not Christian. So.
Well, I was raised Christian. I'm not Christian now, but that's why I was just meaning we, because we're also from the area where they're from.
I mean, yeah, most of the world is, not by choice, but by birth. But the Muslims were doing fine. The Christians were like, fuck you guys. I mean, sure, they did invade Spain and France. But everybody invades everybody. You guys were doing it to each other. I don't see why. Again, that doesn't make you any worse.
Well, yeah, I get that, but what I'm saying is that was the unifying thing where they were all like, wait a second, you can't do that. Only we can do that to us.
Seems kind of bullshit if you ask me. This time should work better. Oh, hell yeah, look at that. I'm live right now. Oh man, you guys. This is crazy. There's only one surefire way to get famous, and that's to be charismatic and likable. And since I'm never going to be able to do that, I'm just going to create tons of content. That's my backup plan. So that's my silver medal, and I like silver anyway. So. I should live stream oxygen not included. That would be sweet. And this is the best part of the game right here, because we just sit here and we wait for aliens and we just hang out. It's kind of just relaxing. This is fun. This is cool, because I get to just send my airplanes out, because they cost a lot of money, and there's no reason to just have them idle at your base.
Is there any way you can shrink your picture? Because it's taking up most of the screen.
What picture? Oh,
Of
yeah.
the dragon?
Oh, really? Is it just like a little tiny video? Can you see the game at all?
I can see the game a little bit. It's in the top left, but yeah, most of the screen's, the middle of the screen's taken up by the picture.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I can't, yeah. Again, this is why I was wanting to... Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yep.
This is an old game that I can't, go into Windows. I think I told you that already, though. So I got an abandoned
Yeah,
game.
you said it was from like 94.
94. I was 6 years old. Maybe the dragon is good for D&D stuff, but not so much for live streaming. Which one is it? This one? This? No. It's literally has to be that one. It literally has to be. Is that better?
I'll let you know when it loads some more, because it's still behind.
Oh, latency.
I mean, we're still having our conversation in the audio for me.
Seems kind of bullshit if you ask me.
Eventually it'll resize.
I don't know who Dramar Hugum is.
That's me.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was my character's name in Final Fantasy XIV, so I started using that as an email address.
Oh, nice. I'm sure it'll catch up. It'll be fine. Well, I just fucked myself. I hit the wrong button and went into Windows. That will happen. I couldn't do that in my airplane game either, and it got to the point where in dogfights I was like clutching at the keyboard to try to do stuff, and I had to like use a fucking tweezers to pry my Windows keys off because I kept tripping them up. They still worked, I just had to use the tweezers to like poke the button.
Yeah, that is the thing that sucks with newer keyboards, is that it actually has a Windows key.
It's super useful, but like, you know, except when it's not. Oh, hell yeah, you guys. We completed some research. You know what research it was? Nothing! Because they don't tell you researches that you've already researched. Lol, am I right?
What's that?
I said, you know what we researched? Nothing. Because they don't tell you research you've already researched. So if you research you've already researched, you research nothing.
Huh. You were just trying to catch up on a topic you've already researched.
It was a refresher, not research. Close, though. So, like, everything costs so ridiculously much money in this game. Like, for example, if we look over here at my funding, the International Council of Funding Nations, USA is contributing 2.4 million. The next highest is Japan, contributing 1.3. Brazil is 1.3, Australia is 1.3, France is 1.1. Then you got Germany, Italy, Spain, China, UK, Russia, all at the like 500,000 to 800,000. Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, and Canada. India has dropped out. We've lost India to the aliens. If you fuck up too much, they take over a country and they replicate all the government officials, and then they go, we declare that we don't want to be part of the Xcom project. So we lost India. And I'm currently at my total funding is 13.4 million. And I have 6 XCOM bases. My XCOM Prime main base. Monthly running costs. Because that's, that 15 million about or whatever was a month. My monthly running cost of XCOM Prime is 7.5 million. And every other base hovers at 3.5. And one of my 6 bases isn't finished yet, so that's 7. 28 million for the XCOM bases that aren't XCOM Prime.
Dang.
Plus 7.5 million. 35 million? $35 million a month running costs for XCOM. And most of that are those fucking interceptors, my XCOM alien fighting, you know, what I fight UFOs with. The base maintenance of an entire base is only 500k. I only have scientists in XCOM Prime. That's $3 million for 100 scientists. The engineers are $2 million for almost 100. But yeah, one interceptor is 600K, and I have 2 interceptors at each base, so that's $1.2 million for each interceptor. I have 6 bases, so that's like... It's a lot. So much fucking money. But I make up that 20 million odd dollar shortfall by being an international weapons manufacturer. I manufacture, well, right now I'm manufacturing, laser cannons for our tanks and fighter aircraft. My aircraft, my XCOM aircraft, use plasma cannons, but they're too expensive to build for mass production and just for sales. We build the slightly less good laser cannons, and we sell those to make money. It's pretty great. In fact, it costs $182,000 to manufacture a laser cannon, and I can sell them for like $211,000, I believe. So it's about a $30,000 profit. I wonder if XCOM is funding conventional wars on the Earth while it's trying to save humanity from the aliens. It's not what I wanted for us, you know?
Ah, 1994, when China wasn't like number 3 in the world.
Yeah, and you get additional funding for like where I build my XCOM bases. I have XCOM Prime is in Europe, in Germany, because of course it is. The second base, the first country to get a base was North America in NORAD HQ. Because they're my biggest fucking funders. They fund more than like 5 of the lowest countries put together, so they got the first base because they pay for most of it. Then after that, the next base, Japan got a base, Fuji HQ. And the main reason for that is because, canonically, storyline-wise, Japan started the XCOM project. They were originally getting harassed first by aliens, and they were the ones who started it as their own country. It wasn't called XCOM yet. They tried to do it on their own, and they funded it like $20 million or some shit, and got absolutely 0 results. And so they decided to go nationwide with it, worldwide with it, and that's where the XCOM program came from, where the whole world cooperating, and they actually started to achieve results. So Japan gets the third base. And then South America got a base deep in the Amazon. Well, deep in the Andes Mountains. We call it Amazon HQ, but it's deep in the Andes Mountains. And the next one to get a base was South Africa. Those were basically because we needed bases in the southern hemisphere. We had North America and Europe, and we needed bases in the same hemisphere on the, just in the same part, but on the southern hemisphere. Same thing with the Australian HQ. We had the HQ in the northern hemisphere in Japan, but like we needed one in the southern hemisphere in the same vertical plane, because it's a round planet, you see. That's why I like to hover here by XCOM Prime. I can see 5 of my bases in the world from this one spot. I can see South Africa, North America, South America, North America, South Africa, and Fuji HQ from here. Plus, I got a whole bunch of Sky Rangers that are on like permanent patrol in areas. I mean, until they run out of fuel. What were you gonna say?
Oh, no, I didn't really have anything.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm still waiting to see for your your picture if it shrinks or not.
Oh man, is it that far behind?
That's just, I'm assuming it's just, again, my internet.
It could take that long to upload stuff. No, mine's still showing it too. And I just like uploaded into it. I wonder if... Yeah, it's hard to tell. It really is, with the latency and everything, you know? It's hard to check it, because I can't, like, leave this game without fucking it up.
I'm assuming it's getting close to the part where you did it. Africa's not that green. I mean, maybe in the 90s it was, but it's no longer like that.
You know, I wonder why our Twilight 2000 recordings didn't have, like, a giant fucking dragon in the middle of them. Maybe it's just the nature of the live stream versus a recording.
Yeah, right now in the stream I'm seeing you're still doing something with launching stuff.
Yeah, but I do that all the time.
Huh, it's not even counting me as watching the live feed, even though I'm in here. Oh, no, it says one person's watching still, okay.
I think it'll work. Huh.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what exactly you were doing in the game when I finally brought it up that the thing was that big, so... Because what
Yeah,
I was still seeing was just the globe.
it's funny because I'm looking at it now, and in the YouTube preview, there's a giant fucking dragon in the middle of the screen that would indicate that that's probably what we're going to be looking at. I found the preview is what I'm saying.
Right. think it's getting close to where you shrunk it because I think I remember you talking about what I can hear.
Luckily, there's nothing, like, it's easy to get back in the game. It's not a 40 gigabyte game, you know.
Yeah, the video's caught up to where I was talking about the dragon and you needing, or if you could shrink it. So we'll see if it happened after that.
Yeah, looks like we are. I'm sure we figure it out. At least we're figuring it out on this game before I do something important like oxygen not included. Now, since it's really slow for you and me because we're both at the exact same place of slowness, that would lead me to believe that it's my upload speed. And this is as fast as it can be uploaded.
Yeah, that's one interesting thing about Starlink. Apparently, your upload speed and download speed are exactly the same, which is pretty high. The weird thing with Starlink, though, is like the lowest price plan is $90, while the highest price plan is like $5K a month.
I just got hyperwave decoders, my dude.
Hyperwave decoder?
Yeah, aliens communicate with a form of wave that travels at the speed of light, which explains why they can
Interesting.
communicate across, like, galaxies and shit. They call it the hyperwave. I was talking about it with Dylan the other day, that, like, did you know that Mars is 28... At its closest distance to Earth, Mars is 28 light seconds behind. Oh, wait.
Looks like the dragon is out of the screen.
Alright. Is the thing full screen now? Like the game? Or is it still a tiny box up in the upper corner?
Still the same size, but at least I can see the whole thing.
Ah, Jesus. That's not ideal, though. That's not what you want.
Probably because it's an old game, it probably doesn't render at higher. It's kind of like if you play a game on a TV screen. There's a big, bunch of space.
Yeah.
I'll make sure when I'm at my mom's that I'm right next to the wireless router when we try to play Hearts of Iron 4.
I'm excited.
Because unfortunately, I don't think the